Welcome back to BFR, everybody. Chris here again with another rant, and this one is a musical rant, as you can probably see in the title, and it's about the band Styx, and although you might not be into them, what I'm talking about here is remasters, okay? Every band you know has multiple rounds of remasters over the years where they've tweaked the sound quality, some to lesser degrees. Some have actually ruined the original recordings. But I mean, everybody from Ozzy to Camel to Genesis, Yes, Queen, every one of these bands has done a remaster series at some point to really upgrade and update their older recordings for modern consumption. And usually they're pretty damn good. I've bought a bunch of these things, okay? I've spent way too much money for an elusive B-side or a rare bonus track or demo. I'm just that person. I enjoy tracking down some of this hard-to-find stuff. And when a band puts it out on a CD that I could buy for $13.99 somewhere, yeah, I'm going to buy it because it's worth having the bonus material. But one of my favorite bands, Styx, as we've already said, this band has never remastered anything. And for a band this successful on a major label to have never decided to have, to never have gone into the vaults and pulled out an unreleased track, to have sat down with the multi-tracks and tried to make some of these dingy mid-'80s CD releases sound any good whatsoever, it blows my mind. I don't understand why. The first four Styx albums were on an RCA subsidiary or MCA subsidiary, I don't remember, called Wooden Nickel, all right? And at one point, the four of them were released on a double CD kind of like bonus deal. And the sound of them, they sound great. They sound great. These early 70s recordings sound great on modern digital. So if this can happen, if we can have these great sounding songs from a time when a lot of recordings sounded like absolute asshole, why is it that for albums when Styx was making money and when A&M was making money off Styx, why have these things never been touched since? No bonus tracks, no remixes or remasters, no liner notes of any kind whatsoever. Nothing. I mean, I don't understand. It's such a lost opportunity when there's all this stuff that has to be sitting somewhere. There has to be an archive somewhere of the original master recordings. Why is this stuff just sitting there and not just collecting dust? I mean, are you kidding me? I mean, sure, Equinox came out in 75, and Crystal Ball came out in 76, and they weren't huge selling records, but they have gained an immense cult following since then. Once you get into the Grand Illusion in 77, Pieces of Eight, Cornerstone, and Paradise Theater especially, that core, those four albums that sold multi-platinum, and on CD, they still sound like shit. I'm sorry. They're not good. They don't sound good. I mean, through a decent EQ, you can get them to kind of where you want them to be and almost get the original vinyl sound out of them, but you really have to work at it. And for modern digital technology, there should be no reason I have to EQ those CDs to death just to be able to enjoy the tracks on them. Now, as I said, if you're a fan of any band, you're going to go out, you're going to collect what they put out. You're going to grab up greatest hits albums even though you don't need them. And in this case, with, I believe it's the Styx anthology, I don't remember, it covers their entire career. And guess what? All of their hits are remastered to some degree because they sound superior. The drum tone, the highs are much cleaner. They're not as muddy. They're not as annoying. You don't have to EQ them. They sound really good. So at some point, this band decided to go in and cash grab the shit out of a greatest hits collection and do something with these tracks, but they won't give you the original albums mixed and mastered in that same way. And with something like Grand Illusion, Come Sail Away, huge song. The album was huge. And some of the lesser known songs on there deserve a little love because they sound terrible. I'm sorry, they sound terrible. Castle Walls is on Grand Illusion, and it sounds like it was recorded through a fucking transistor radio. It's not okay, and fans should expect more from their favorite bands, or at least from the record labels. Now, is it the band's fault? Is it the label's fault? Is there something with the split between Dennis DeYoung and the band that has stopped them from being able to do this? Apparently not, because they did it on the greatest hits with Dennis DeYoung songs, and there was no fucking problem. But now apparently it's a problem. And we've missed major anniversaries with these albums. We've missed 40th anniversaries. And that brings me to my latest, oh my lord. My head exploded today when I saw something on Facebook and Styx were proudly promoting, Paradise Theater Tour 81 now on Spotify. So I figured this was something I missed. Holy shit, they finally released a live concert in its entirety or something. I was excited, So I went and checked it out. Do you know what it is? For the 40th anniversary of one of Styx's biggest selling albums, it was a playlist of the same sad-sounding studio tracks just put in the order of a Styx show from 1981. It was not live. It was fucking studio tracks. So that's what you get. That's what you get for the 40th anniversary of one of the band's most important albums. So I know, like I said, maybe it's just me. But for a remastered Grand Illusion, or hell, a remixed Grand Illusion, because how sweet would that be? But, add a couple demos, add a couple bonus tracks, add a live CD from a 77 live show or something like that, because they don't exist unless you hit the bootleg market. I would pay up. I'd pay up for it. I wouldn't pay a lot of fucking money for it. But, I would pay. I would pay the price of a standard double CD to be able to get something a little special. But you're not getting anything special. You're getting the band going in the studio with the current lineup and re-recording songs just so they don't have to go back and spend any time remastering them. I don't understand it. I think it's a lost opportunity. It's wasted. And my old Styx CDs can sit and shit the bed because I will listen to the original vinyl, which I can also EQ. It's going to sound 100 times better than these horrendous CD releases. And who knows, maybe 20 years from now, when the band are all 80 years old, we'll get something maybe that resembles a modern release. Or not. Whatever. What do I know? This is just another rant. Thanks for stopping by, guys. This is Chris for BFR. Peace.